the middle of turn 3 and 4. Losing control of the car, spins out. Fence caution's out.
And caution, this one's going into the wall. The 38 of John Hunter Nemechek, the young man from Mooresville. You saw the sparks flying.
All of them going to roll through the playoffs right early in this race. 48 has Tyra, William Byron.
McDowell got into the wall. He was sideways.
Down the back straightaway.
Got into the wall, and now he's around. The second playoff driver.
Trent Jr. Oh, we got a spin. Blaney.
Caution's going to come out. Blaney.
Hold your line, get going here, get going. Didn't hit anything, just went out.
Let's take a look. He's on the outside of Austin Dillon. There's contact in turn 2.
That's just what you and Jeff Burke were just talking about, that the drivers not in the playoffs, they're still here to race. You know, that's the thing that separates.
It's against the wall, very similar to Chase Elliott earlier in the night. Just gets loose, backed up the racetrack. Everybody does a great job.
Check it up.
Elliott.
Chase Elliott involved, as well as the 14 of Briscoe.
Oh, we got a car in the field. Yeah, the 24, William Byron, has hit the wall. Down in turns 1 and 2.
Oh, yes, Dad.
Oh, man. Four cars blowing up on the front straightaway. Down into turn 1. Kevin Harvick.
My rocker panel's on fire.
Yeah, big flames coming out from underneath the hood of Harvick.
So he's got no motor issue. It's Chase Elliott. Oh,
Elliott with a lot of sparks on the left front. He jumped into the wall. Chase Elliott into the wall. And the caution has come out again. Adam's going to say, is there smoke coming out of the 18?
coming out of the pipe.
The 18 is blowing up.
My God. What is going on? It is unbelievable the number of playoff drivers have had problems tonight. That's going to put Eric Jones, as the traffic's getting way out of the way here. Eric Jones pulls away on the back straightaway. Denny deep into turn 3.
What will he try to do? Denny Hamlin up to the back bumper. But the 43 of Eric Jones comes out of turn number 4. Jones is going to win the Southern 500.
To the bottom, an interesting choice. Can't believe Chase Gator did that. Slowed down that much. Truex will get a run on him. Going to try the inside into 1.
Huge run by the 19. Mark Truex Jr. fighting for the lead.
In the wall.
Clear.
He wants to concentrate more on calling the races. Well, when you win 7 races, on the bottom of the racetrack, Kevin Harvick trying to hold on Austin Dillon. The last charge by Dillon. He comes up a 4. Harvick's still going to win. Harvick wins the Southern 500.
What a fight!
Well, presented by Credit One Bank. Denny Hamlin, a mile and a third away from his first win of 2021. A near-perfect race for Denny Hamlin. Entering the playoffs, he was second in the regular season. But one of only 3 drivers that were winless, and now he's slow on the track. The 5 right up behind him. Smoke coming out from Larson. Larson up against the wall. It's a drag race to the checkered flag. Denny Hamlin's going to win it.
Here tonight?
And this checkered flag moment brought to you by Advanced Auto Parts. What a night it has been for Eric Jones and the 43 team.
Hello everyone, as we look at a here's our playoff grid entering this race at Darlington for round of 16 for the Cup Series. We're going to do this for every race. Show the playoff grid entering that race to see what the scenario is. As you can see, this was the playoff grid where we left off after Daytona. You see Ty Gibbs, Alex Bowman, Ross Chastain, Chris Buescher enter this race below the cut line. You see all the guys above the cut line: Bell, Harvick, Cindric, Busch, Priest, Blaney, Suarez, Elliott, Hamlin, Keselowski, Truex, and Tyler Reddick as we get ready to head into the Southern 500 of the Darlington Raceway to begin the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs. And welcome to the Darlington Raceway. As we get ready to begin the Southern 500, we are green and underway from Darlington. William Byron on the front row alongside Bubba Wallace. As we get back underway, the Southern 500 is green here in Darlington. The playoffs are underway, and the playoff chaos, I'm sure, is going to be absolutely tremendous in this race. Already some contact with Justin Haley and Harrison Burton from Ryan Blaney almost crashing. What a save. They keep it off of each other and avoid absolute disaster here at Darlington that would completely have ended their playoff hopes. As you see, William leading the race right now, Bubba in second, Elliott and Harvick, the top two playoff drivers, fighting for third right now, but Byron leaves the opening lap of racing here at Darlington. They thunder off into turn 1 and 2 for the Cookout Southern 500. And we got a crash already. Kyle Larson has spun over there, and more carnage. Carson Hocevar, Ty Dillon, and Tyler Reddick, playoff contender. The 45 is involved, and already the playoff drama has begun. You see here the 5 of Kyle Larson is coming back at the racetrack, squeezes Chastain, Reddick, and Hocevar 4 wide. They get into it. Reddick then squeezes Hocevar into the wall. Both of them spin. They go sliding up into the outside wall. They make contact there, and then Ty Dillon gets hit by Hocevar and sent head on into the outside wall as well. And then McDowell and Austin Dillon collect damage as well. So already one playoff contender with a problem. See, look how far early this started with Larson hitting A.J. Allmendinger. They almost wrecked down the 8, and then Larson tries to come back on the track, and that's when this really starts. Chastain somehow gets through that, but the 45 Reddick damaged early. Of course, Hocevar as well, making, you know, one of the one-off starts. Unfortunately, he gets collected in this incident as well. You see Ty Dillon involved. Now we go back down the backstretch here, looking forward to the front of the field. Hopefully, 11 Denny Hamlin's getting set by Justin Haley to the inside wall. Hamlin slides up the track, a huge hit. Keselowski up and over. Multiple championship contenders piling in. ARCA brakes everywhere behind him. So many cars slamming, piling in. The 48, Truex, Keselowski, Buescher, Preece is in it, Suarez, Hamlin, Gibbs, Bell, so many championship contenders. The massive one strikes at Darlington. A cataclysmic collision. Keselowski up on inside the safer barrier. Bumper as high as a catch fence in the air. A hellacious crash here at Darlington that takes out at least half the playoff field. And lap number 2. See here the 31 of Justin Haley. Slow-mo replay. Haley turns Hamlin. Hamlin tries to save it, but the momentum is too much. He slams the inside safer barrier, and he spins right up the track. And look at this hit for both RFK cars. Absolute horrible luck in a hard hit the outside wall. Launches Keselowski up and over. See Preece, Bell, and Gibbs pile in. And watch this. ARCA brakes by the 48 and the 1. They slam in this. Somehow Corey LaJoie boys, and then Truex slams into it. Then the Rick Ware cars pile into it. Yaley and Newman. And Suarez piles into him, and Eric Jones pile into Chase Briscoe in the back. But a terrible crash here at Darlington. The 11 of Hamlin sent and goes hard back in the outside wall into Keselowski and Chris Buescher. And the big one strikes at Darlington, taking out so many playoff contenders and so many hard collisions because, oh, there's BJ McLeod slamming into Ryan Newman. The ARCA brakes continue here at Darlington. They are running rampant right now. So, you know, Tyler Reddick, by crashing to bring out the intro caution, has actually saved him from being involved in that crash. But my God, Chase Elliott was leading. Now Bubba Wallace is in lead. Look at the long Sedinas already. Truex, Bowman, Chastain, Keselowski, Buescher, Hamlin, Suarez out of the race. Those are right there. 7 playoff drivers already out of this race. And then if you go further up, you see the 41 of Ryan Preece. Already we have 8 playoff contenders out of the race by lap 7 in a 367 lap race. That is wild. That just shows the magnitude of that massive crash with Denny Hamlin there, and how many guys it took up. But right now, Bubba Wallace is looking good, trying to pull off the upset. Of course, missed the playoffs, but still looking to get a win here in these final couple of races. He leads over Todd Gilliland and Kevin Harvick. And now we move on to a restart here on lap 30, I believe, or lap 26. It is Ryan Blaney who is now leading over Bubba Wallace. Driving on, look out, the lap car of Ty Gibbs almost causing problems, but more cars are out there. So Kyle Busch and Austin Cindric out, as well as Hocevar and McDowell. Those 2 more playoff drivers. We got someone getting sent back there. That was Austin Dillon. What a save by him. But just like that, make that 9 playoff drivers out of the race now, counting Busch and Cindric. So we only have 7 playoff contenders left in this race, and what has been an absolute wild start, and we're not even 30 laps in yet. That's how absurd this race is here at Darlington. This Southern 500 is one of the wildest ones in recent memory. I mean, unbelievable turn of events, and most of the playoff drivers are still in the race, are heavily damaged, and have been involved in incidents. Maybe besides, Harvick, and there goes Todd Gilliland. He gets turned by Ty Dillon, and the 38 goes into the inside wall. No caution, surprisingly. No caution is called by NASCAR, as Bubba Wallace will lead Ryan Blaney and Kevin Harvick here in Stage 1. And now we move on to the last lap of Stage 1 for Harrison Burton. For the Wood Brothers, looking to get a stage win, also looking to get the Wood Brothers their 100th win as an organization. Harrison leading this race, Bubba in second, Chase Elliott and Thirsty Blaney is in the pits. He throws away his decent run that he was having. He has damage. I mean, there's just been, this is one of the wildest race weekends we've ever seen. I mean, remember the Xfinity race we simulated yesterday was absolute nuts, and now here, this Cup race is even crazier. They're coming out of fourth the final time. Harrison Burton will win Stage 1 at Darlington, followed by Bubba Wallace, Chase Elliott, Eric Almirola, Joey Logano, Tyler Reddick, Christopher Bell, Justin Haley, and Kyle Larson and Corey LaJoie, the top 10, as Harvick is a lap down. And now we move. Oh, trouble already in the wall. Blaney Reddick and the 9 of Chase Elliott is involved. The caution will come out here on lap 98. See problems here. Blaney gets up the track, gets turned by the 45 of Reddick right up into Almirola and Chase Elliott, hard into the wall for the 9 of Elliott and the 45 of Tyler Reddick. Both cars crash, and they will both be out of this race, and they'll be the 10th and 11th playoff drivers we knocked out of the race, being Chase Elliott and Tyler Reddick from this hard crash in turn 2 at Darlington. Unfortunate for the 9. He had a really strong run going today. Will not be able to finish it off. Meanwhile, back at the front, Kyle Larson has found himself in the lead over Harvick, who's a lapper, but then Harrison Burton, a real threat for the win, running second now into the last lap of Stage 2. Harrison Burton continues to absolutely dominate the Southern 500 right now. He is cooking right now. He is about to be the stage sweep, and the Wood Brothers might get their 100th win. Harrison Burton might get his first career win today in a huge upset. You see, we've just got a whole bunch of guys out of the race. We only have 3 cars on the lead lap right now. Harrison Burton, Joey Logano, and Corey LaJoie. This is a very, very sad race after that big one on the first 2 laps. Just took out everybody, and ever since it's been pretty depressing, to be honest. Harrison Burton wins Stage 2, sweeps the stages here at Darlington. Joey Logano is going to be second. Then it's going to be like LaJoie, Bubba Wallace, Justin Haley, Larson, Bell, Harvick, Almirola, Blaney, rest of the top 10. Now on to 2 laps to go. Harrison Burton coming to take the white flag, a lap ahead of the entire field, but he has a relatively clean car. Everyone else has destroyed cars, so no wonder he's absolutely dominating right now as the white flag is out. Final lap presented by Credit One Bank for Harrison Burton here at Darlington, looking to pull off the huge upset and find his way into the playoffs. Well, it's not the playoffs, to find his way into possibly a strong contention next season with this momentum that he's going to be carrying from this win. It's 3-4 for the final time. It has been a struggle for Harrison over his few years in the NASCAR Cup Series, but that struggle, to get that first win, is going to end today. Harrison Burton wins the Southern 500 at Darlington. Bubba Wallace will come home in second. You see Blaney, Gibbs, Gilliland crossing the line. And LaJoie, who finishes third. Joey was fourth. Logano was third. There's Bell, who ends up 8th. You got Haley was 5th. Larson was 6th. Blaney 7th. Bell 8th. Harvick 9th. And Eric Almirola runs out your top 10. You see everyone else who's on the track. The sad cars left in the race. But Harrison Burton dominates and wins the Southern 500 after pretty much the entire playoff field gets crashed out, which is going to make for a very interesting playoff grid, which we're going to see shortly here after we see the race results on the left side of your screen, and they get the little post-race animation that NR2003 does. We're going to check out that playoff grid, so I'll see you when we are looking at that playoff grid in a few moments. And now look at our updated Cup Series playoff grid. You see Christopher Bell, Kevin Harvick, Ryan Blaney, Chase Elliott, and Tyler Reddick look pretty comfortable because they survived the longest. You know, Bell plus 54, Harvick 42, all of them are more than 20 points to the good. They are pretty comfortable, I'd say, right now. As long as they don't make any mistakes at Kansas or Bristol, they should advance. Ty Gibbs comes from 16th to 6th with an impressive 17-point gain on the cut line to be up by 15. And Kyle Busch, Austin Cindric, Ryan Preece still double digits to the good, but then it gets really tight around Daniel Suarez in 10th, only 8 points above the cut line. Denny Hamlin only 5 to the good, and the RFK cars pitted against each other. Keselowski only 3 above Buescher, and then Truex, Chastain, and Bowman the other 3 below the cut line. Who's gonna make it? We'll find out at Kansas. So until then, have a good one.